And I have been adding the videos to the assignment post as we go. All right, so it says, for number 1, place an 11 by 8.5 piece of vellum horizontally on the drafting board. We don't have drafting boards. We don't have vellum. But so our draft paper, remember I said, oops, I'm supposed to be doing it horizontally, or what's also known as landscape. We're going to make sure we do that part right today, right? All right. All right. And it says draw the 1/2 inch border in title block. That's just like what we did yesterday, or starting that on Monday. And so we're going to do the, just using a reference of the graphing paper. We can actually literally, I don't even know why I'm doing dots. I'm doing that more so for you all. That's where I'm going to draw my line. So let's go ahead and draw my line. And I'm going to probably be picking up the pace a bit more today. So if you're not with me, that's fine. Just make sure that you are catching up and completing. Also, as we're doing this, if you see how at the top of those PDFs you're pulling up, it says INTD 101. These lessons are literally taken from the Interior Design 101 class at JJC. So this is, some real stuff, just FYI. I know I have a couple of you all that are interested in going into interior design, and I've mentioned that JJC does have an interior design program. So, this is definitely preparation if you are somebody that was interested in that. I know it's a little bit angled, but it works a little bit better for me to have the camera facing this way. So work with me. Okay, I'm not touching it no more. We're just gonna leave it be because I think I just reversed it. Okay, maybe not. Okay. All right, and then it says draw 1/2 inch or border, and then the title block, just like we did before. It needs to be 3 foot by 12. I mean 3 inch. Wait, what? 3 by 2. So make sure you get that. What's throwing me off is the fact that now it's like not the scale, but it's just the. So 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, here. And then we're going to go. Oh, that's too up. Oh, this is our 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Okay. Title block. If you want to do your name,
Oh, there you go. You're good now. You couldn't really see that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do all the writing in here, but you'll do the exact same writing that you did on your assignment yesterday. I'm going to skip that because you all can do that on your own once we are on to the next one. All right. So one of the things that you do want to do is try to find the center, and it can be estimated. It doesn't have to be exact. So I'm literally going to this is not an instructions, but this will help you to make sure that you're drawing at right about the correct spot. I'm literally just going to line it up. So I know where about my center is. I'm going to use the guides of the graph paper, and I'm going to just make a dot to represent where my center is. Just a little mark. So it's good. If it's not completely on center, it's not a huge deal. This is just to make sure that you're have enough room to draw what you need to draw. All right. Now the instructions start talking about using, hold on. Oh, I can see. At first I couldn't see. Okay. Talk about reading a 4H lead pencil. Those are drafting pencils. If you want, I should have mentioned this before, but they are easy to find. You can get them. I was told that you can get them at, Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, even Target would have that 4H lead pencil. However, using a regular pencil is fine. Anyway, preliminary outline of the shape of the room. So you're going to start with the overall length of each wall. So we have 21 feet by 9 feet by 9 feet by 4 feet by 12 feet by 13 feet. Okay. When I'm looking at this, what I am going to start with is my longest length of this wall at 21. So the length here, and then the height here. So 21 by 13. If I am trying to kind of make it centered, half of 13 is 12, 6.5. So I'm going to go about from what I decide as my center. I'm going to come right about here to start this wall here. So I'm going to go ahead and measure my 21. Remember, the graph paper is slightly off scale. You can use the reference of the squares being 1/4 of an inch equaling a foot as your reference. I'm going to use my ruler for my straight line. You all should know what I'm saying now, hopefully. All right. So since we have 21, I'm just going to go ahead and count my squares. I'm going to cut it in half just so I know that the length is about right in the center. I'm going to go about 10. This way, and then I'm going to go ahead and go 10 this way. Actually 11, so I get that 21. I am going to use my ruler just as a reference point for making sure that I had about 21 without having to count my squares. So that looks good. And then it's by 13. I'm just going to go ahead and draw my 13 on this side because we know it's not that way the other way. 13 there. I'm going to go ahead and draw my 12 right here, 12 feet. Hopefully I don't run into my title block, what we're about to see. Because it seems like it's kind of... We should be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. And then we have 4 feet here. All right. And then we have 9 feet here. Uh-oh, I started inside the circle. Was it 9 feet? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. 9. And then we have 9 feet here. Hopefully it's correct. We're getting ready to check to see if we did this correctly, right? This should be right where it needs to be. Yay, it's correct. I'm gonna go ahead and just erase my center there. I'll give you all a couple moments in case you just want to be at the same place I am, I should say.
Miss, you're counting the blocks, right? Because then the ruler doesn't count it exactly.
I am. I'm counting the blocks. I'm using the ruler for a straight line. You got it. Uh-huh. Keep that in mind when we go to the next part, because that's going to be important. By the way, if you have graph paper at home and you prefer to use that, that's an option too. You know, just 1/4 1/4-inch graph paper. All right, we're going to move on to B. It says break each wall into smaller components, measuring openings, doors, windows, etc. Mark your measurements with dots. Keep in mind if you're already looking at that third page of the PDF, it does show you your in if you want to use that as a reference. Okay. So let's start. Why don't we start on this length right here? We have 1 foot 6 inches, which is 1.5 feet. So that means basically you. Somebody's hanging out waiting to get in. I'm sorry, Anaya. I think I thought I clicked it and I didn't. So that would give you. So it's a block and a half. Then we have 3 feet. That's a door opening that's going to be there. And then we have 8 feet 6 inches. So 8.5 feet. So if we're just using, we can kind of just use the block if you like, that's fine. Because these are pretty exact measurements. So we have 1.5. I'm going to use my ruler just as a reference point. One and a half would be about here. And then 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. I'm actually not going to use my ruler. And then 8 by 6. So I'm going to count just to make sure that's pretty exact. So that should be 8.5 feet. So there's my half foot. Oops, sorry. This would be my half foot. And then, this would be my half foot from here to there. And then it's 8 from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's correct. So we have my dot here and here. You do not have to write the measurements that are on the paper. Can you all see those dots okay? I'll make them a little bigger. That's a door opening. All right. On the other side, we have 2 feet 6 inches, then 4 feet, then 2 feet 6 inches. I think there's a window on this side. So 2 feet, 1, 2, 6 inches would be about halfway through the graph paper. And then 4 feet would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then another 2 feet 6 inches. So it's a window right in the middle here. I'll give you all a quick moment to make sure your dots are there. Once you're with me, give me a thumbs up. What time is it? Okay, cool. I'll wait for a couple more thumbs up. Okay. All right, on to number 4. It says, total up the component measurements of each wall to see that they equal your original measurement. Well, we're using graph paper. So ours, we already kind of checked it, right? It does say if they don't jive, adjust measurements of the components until their total will be equal to the overall size of the wall. We don't need to do that because we're using graph paper. We're good. All right, now it says add a 6-inch thickness for the walls. 6 inches is a half a foot, right? So I would use your ruler to just make sure that what you're determining on the graph paper at 6 inches is the same so that your lines are straight. Right? Remember, we're making this is the making of the exterior wall. So I know you all, I'm not in the best. There we go. There we go here. I'm actually going to draw this. I'm going to draw this wall first. I'm going to just kind of make our way around. That'll make it easier with making the walls. Okay. So just erase any straight lines you have. Actually, I'm not super happy with my lines here, so I'm gonna redo this. Okay. All right. Now it says to add window and door symbols. Okay. So for the door, tell me what you see. How big was the door opening that we drew? I mean, that we made room for. How big was it? Tell me in the chat or out loud. It's not a trick question.
3 feet.
3 feet, right? So on our template, we would find the 3-foot door template, okay? You see how there's 2 lines on the template? You line that up with where you're lining up what you're drawing. Now I know the graph paper is slightly off scale. That's okay. But you are gonna make sure can you see it, me, what I'm doing? Not super well. Now you can better. Make sure you're drawing it based on your interior walls. Draw that door. Boom.
One thing I kind of suggest too with the door swings is make sure when you draw the door, you just draw the door swing right away, because it's easy to like forget to go back to, or like all that. Because I remember when I would do my final projects, I would draw the door like the edge, but I'd forget the curve, and then it'd just be an easy. So make sure you just all do it in one task, I guess.
Yes, for sure. Draw it when you're supposed to. So you don't draw something that's going to keep the door from opening. Because that's the huge component of why you draw the whole, where the door swings open or whatever. So you don't draw things in the way. Right? Okay. Erase then that opening all the way through. I'm going to kind of erase my dots. I know I'm going to be rewriting and maybe even retracing, but that's okay. And then what you need to do is, as you can see, you're just connecting your lines. And they have a little double line drawing for the door frame there. Uh-oh, that didn't erase very good. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And then the window symbols, there's, we do it just like we did before on the draft 1. Draw that line between the interior and exterior walls. And then just draw. They even have, you can draw your window frame too. And then that line in between. Boom. Oh, it looks beautiful. Okay. I guess it's a good place to stop. Or this is a good place to stop, and this is a good place to go ahead and put your your information here on the block. The same thing that you put on your other one. Oh, I don't know why I'm doing so many lines here. That's not a good A. You can go ahead and put today's date. What's today, the 4th? We'll see. Oh, see, I'm getting, it's a concentrated effort to make sure you're getting your Ames lettering correct. All right. All right. Let me stop recording.